Hey folks, welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and seeing a little bit of a sign of life in the volatility index. The VIX is up about 4% right now, and the market's essentially flat. The Dow's kind of wallowing around the break-even point. All eyes are on where's it, Helsinki, with the president meeting with Vladimir Putin. Real quick though, we're gonna do a live trading session this week. Thursday at 1 o'clock, and it's either sell Q2 earnings or buy with both hands. And a little bit of a hint, I think it's a sell Q2 earnings. We saw some good earnings, the banks, a little bit of Goldilocks, especially Bank of America, and the market's kind of shrugging, and that's not good. So here's what I need you to do if you want to join us for a free live trading session. We're going to open up the doors to our regularly scheduled live trade brief on Thursday, and you can join us with our current members. It's going to be this Thursday at 1 p.m. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief. That's go.topgunoptions.com/brief. We're going to talk about Q2 earnings. We're going to talk about all these world events going on. We will talk about volatility and hedging, this recent market rally. We're getting ready to take a break right here, folks. 2,800 in the S&P 500 is a magnet. We went through it last week, and now we're going to head down, back down through it. Matter of fact, at 1 o'clock today in our weekly options live trade brief, we're going to talk about maybe even getting back into the S&P 500 and getting bearish. But folks, we've had an epic, literally an epic run in our weekly options model portfolio. Last week, we had an Amazon bull put spread that we placed last Monday. It expired, and it was, look at these strikes. Seems like a year ago, right? No, this was last Monday. The 17.12.5. 1710 bull put spread that was risking $5,400 to make $2,100. That expired Friday for a full max profit of over $2,000 on limited risk there, folks. And the week before, we actually got bearish, right? We got bearish on volatility. We sold a VXX bear call spread. Let me show you this one. The 39.5 40 bear call spread, and that one would have expired the previous Friday, also for $2,100 with $5,400 in risk. So you're seeing a common theme here, folks. We place trades with limited risk. We know our risk. We don't want to risk more than 5% on any one trade in the model portfolios, and our model portfolios are based on a notional $100,000. So don't want to risk more than $5,000. Obviously, this was based on 150 contracts. You don't want to risk $5,400. You only want to risk that. I don't know, 2,500, maybe you do 75 contracts. Wiz, I'm a billionaire. I don't mind risking more than 10 grand. Okay, maybe you do 300 contracts. None of my business, folks. What we do here at Top Gun Options is teach you how to trade equity options, and that's why you're going to stop by this Thursday in our live trade brief. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world, folks. Benjamin Netanyahu turned over a lot of a treasure trove. This really is some Mossad stuff. Infiltrated a warehouse, stole all this stuff. Iran is getting nuclear weapons thanks to Barack Hussein Obama, and $150 billion flown on unmarked airplanes in the middle of the night. So we got to keep one eye on this. This impacts oil. This obviously impacts security and could impact the market. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. Right now, the presidents and Vladimir Putin are having their press conference. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I want to listen to that. But it is, I mean, the other day he called the EU a foe. Now, for the first time in, 75 years, an American president has used the word foe with Europe. He was obviously talking about with trade. And we've been on the bad end of trade deals, folks, for way too long. Whether it's been with China or Europe, folks, they have been leeching off of us, and those days are over with. It's great to have a non-politician in the White House, folks, a businessman. There's no way you can run a business running $800 billion deficit, just supporting your friends. That's called a charity, and the United States is done being a charity. So I get that might strike people the wrong way, but it's called the truth. I'd rather have respectful truth over artificial harmony any day of the week. So taking a look real quick, let's get operational here and talk about what's going on here in the States. Big banks quarterly earnings, seeing some greens and some reds. So I got to be honest with you. Q1 earnings right here, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley were the best earnings they've ever seen in the history of those companies. Literally since JP Morgan was alive, they've never seen that good of earnings. and the market sold off, folks. The rip your face off rally in January, which you can't even see on our radar it's kind of aged off the left side of the screen here. Everybody remember that rip your face off rally in January and then the implosion in February? That rip your face off rally in January was essentially the Q1 earnings period. The hopes pulled forward. So the market shrugged right here on Q1 earnings, and the Q2 earnings, we're getting ready to shrug again, in my opinion. I just don't think we're going to do anything. So this headline, U.S. stocks climb as investors weigh earnings. Dow's up 4 points right now, and the S&P 500 is down. Nasdaq's down about 12 right now. The stocks ain't climbing, folks. We're getting ready to head down. The biggest, aside from the president meeting with Putin, one of the biggest things on my radar this week is Jerome Powell. He's doing his semi-annual monetary policy report to the Senate Banking Committee, and then And then Tuesday to the House. So he gets a day, right, to revise and extend his remarks. So he speaks to the House, sees how the market reacts, and then gets to speak to the Senate. So this is why I also think it's going to be a volatile week, and I think we're getting ready to flat out here. I call this the Golden Arches rally. So take a look at this. Up, kind of down, up, down, up. You think we're just going to keep going up on Q2 earnings here? No, we're heading down. I think we might give half this rally back and even come back here and test the 50-day moving average like we did here and here. So that's the biggest thing on my radar. Some comical stuff to grab the so you can grab the popcorn. Tesla shares sliding after Musk Twitter meltdown, rising demand, and liquidation worries. He called like one of the divers in Thailand a pedophile. And he deleted that tweet. Where was it? I mean, this dude's going nuts. So we covered last week, or was it? Last Thursday night we covered a bearish double vertical tactic. This would be the time to employ a bearish double vertical for my members. Maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow in our primary live trade brief at 1 o'clock. But it's time to pound Tesla into the dirt. I don't care if the guy comes out with miracle earnings. This is heading downhill. And this was another good grab your popcorn and laugh at the headlines. SEC probes why Facebook didn't warn sooner on privacy lapse. So again, there's data from Star Trek. You can keep bidding this company up, man. The music's going to stop eventually with Facebook. My kids, I have an 18-year-old that's getting ready to go to college, my oldest son, and then my middle son, Jack. They've never even heard of Facebook. I get that they use Instagram, but Facebook's the bigger property, and there's a couple generations who aren't using it. So they better hope that Instagram saves them. I mean, when my mom gets on Facebook and my kids aren't, we got a generational issue. So a lot of stuff going on. I think it's Amazon Prime Day today, so going to get my Amazon Prime here on. We're actually going to take a break trade in Amazon because I think next week's their earnings. But even Amazon, man, what the gift that keeps on giving. We blew right through 1,800, man. This is I told you in 2 years this is a $3,000 stock. By year end, I think we're easily a 2,000. I'm sorry, a year and a half to 2 years, $3,000 stock. And most analysts put $2,000 out there in a year and a half to 2 years, and I guarantee you I'm going to be right. We'll be at $2,000 by the end of the year, if not before. So, all right, folks, I got to run. Make sure you register now for Thursday's webinar because we are in a limited seating room. I think we only 200. I think to go to training only takes 200. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief. You're going to be in there with my current members, so you guys can see how they're performing as well. Okay. So I got to run. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless.